everyone, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing my fall reading guide. I am so ready for fall, even though it isn't really fall for a while, but I'm still so ready. I have a cozy blanket and a raccoon mug of coffee that is pumpkin spice flavored, cause it's pumpkin spice season. Oh, I did a thumbs up. So if you couldn't tell from my little opening jingle there, it technically isn't fall yet, it's the beginning of September, but for me, right when I start school and it's September, I am ready for fall. I want the leaves to be off the trees, I want the beautiful fall colors, I want to wear sweaters and boots and drink and eat pumpkin spice everything. So to me, it is already fall, but I know a lot of you guys aren't ready for fall yet, you guys are still savoring your summer, so I'm putting this video up now anyways, because now you can prepare for fall and be ready in advance. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm a seasonal reader. I really like to read certain books in certain seasons, and some seasons I don't even know what I like reading for, like winter and spring, I'm honestly not really sure. I feel like for winter I really like reading fantasy, spring I have no idea. But for fall I really like to read historical fiction and kind of paranormal, creepy books that kind of have a cozy or Halloween vibe, or the cover just looks like it's from fall. So today I'm going to be telling you guys about my favorite books that I have read that are perfect for the fall season. And as per usual, if I have a review for any of these books, it will be linked down below for you guys. So when I did my summer reading guide, I was able to divide the books into certain categories based on why I think they're perfect for summer, and I was trying to do that for these ones, but honestly, the books overlap a lot, so it just wasn't really working out, so I'm just going to be kind of free-for-alling it and just picking up whatever book I pick up. So the first book that I wanted to recommend to you guys is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Raven Cycle Quartet, and it is perfect for the fall time because it just deals with this crazy cast of characters that's going on this adventure to try and find this mythological Welsh king that he is supposed to be dead, but they think he's just been sleeping and they're trying to wake him up. And that's over the course of the whole series. So it kind of has a creepy little Halloween vibe because there's really creepy characters, then there's some paranormal things going on. The main character lives in a family of psychics, so that definitely kind of gives me Halloween vibes. I just feel like this whole series is kind of Halloween, fall, festive, like you really feel like the whole entire thing is taking place around fall, even though some of it takes place in the summer, but I don't know why, it just makes me feel like it's a fall read. I think it's just like the Ravens and just the whole world that they're in and the whole world that has been created really just feels like it's perfect for fall time. Next up is the Codename Verity duology by Elizabeth Wein. The first book is Codename Verity, and then the second one is Rose Under Fire, and these are two of my absolute favorite historical fictions. They're just so powerful and poignant, and the story is just so unflinchingly honest. I do have a whole recommendations video for historical fiction, so if that's what you really like to read in the fall, then I will link that down below for you guys so you can go and check it out. But this one, honestly, this duology is fantastic, and I just really like reading historical fiction in the fall. I have no clue why, but I just feel like if you're going to read any historical fiction, this one is a really great one. I don't even know why it really gives me the fall vibes. I feel like maybe it's just because it takes place during World War II, it follows pilots, and I just feel like the characters, like maybe because fall is like, fall in genre-wise is for tragedy, and these are two very tragic stories, so I feel like maybe that's why, but you definitely should pick these up in the fall time. If not, just pick them up eventually. Next up is Prisoner of Night and Fog by Anne Blankman. I believe this is the last exclusively historical fiction book that I included in this video, just because I didn't want it to become a recommendations video that was just about a bunch of historical fiction books that I've read. So I decided to keep it to a minimum, but like I said, I'll have that whole historical fictions video recommendations down below. That wasn't a correct sentence, but you know what I mean. But anyways, this I think is perfect for fall because it's a historical fiction that follows Hitler's niece. So she's right there with the Nazis and she really follows and believes in their regime. Her uncle Hitler isn't all that he seems, and that there's a lot of really terrible things that he is doing. So as that's kind of being exposed to her, this whole mystery kind of unfurls and you're right along there with her trying to figure it out and seeing her learn the truth about someone that she loved dearly. And I think the whole mystery aspect to it really makes it perfect for fall because, I mean, mysteries These are great for fall. It's Halloween time, kind of that creepy vibe, and you really the whole entire time are kept guessing and you're kind of frightened for her life, and I think that's why this is really a great one for fall. It has that whole, like, it really at the center of it is a murder mystery, which is definitely perfect for this time of year. So I totally lied. I do have more historical fiction on this list, but these next two are on here mostly because they are historical fictions that deal with witches and witchcraft, which is definitely perfect for fall because Halloween is all about witches. So the first witch book that I want to talk about today is Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. This book follows the Cahill sisters, and the oldest sister, she has been charged with protecting her other sisters. They're a really eccentric group of sisters, which is kind of a problem because those with eccentricities, I think I said that incorrectly, at the time would be accused of witchcraft. So she is trying to protect her sisters from being accused by the Brotherhood or being taken by the Brotherhood. She's really, because her mother has died, just trying to protect her sisters, and it's in this world where people are being accused of witchcraft every single day, and they are in real danger just because they are a little bit weird and they're girls. So I found this book to be tons of fun. I loved the characters and it really kept me guessing. I loved the kind of witchy aspect to it, and I just felt like it was a really great book, and I read it during the summer, but I wish I had read it for fall. So that's why I'm recommending it to you guys today. So the next witchy book that I wanted to recommend to you guys is A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. This book follows a girl who lives in England in the time where girls are supposed to be upstanding young ladies, have impeccable manners, and just basically know how to act in society and know their place in society. But this girl is like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that, no thank you. And she ends up getting herself involved in some pretty strange supernatural things. So you see her trying to navigate the supernatural world as well as navigate England when she is supposed to be learning how to become an upstanding young lady citizen. So it's really fun. I love Libba Bray's supernatural. She's really great at writing about that, and this book is no exception. Speaking of, my next recommendation is The Diviners, also by Libba Bray. This book is the first Libba Bray novel that I read. It is a huge chunk of a novel, but it is totally worth it. This takes place in 1920s New York. Our main character Evie has been sent to New York to live with her uncle, who is a master of the occult and the supernatural. He has a whole museum for it, but she has been sent there because she has a power that ends up getting her in a little bit of trouble. So she's sent there as a punishment, but it doesn't really end up being a punishment because she has tons of fun in New York, except there's also some mysterious things going on with a serial killer and ghosts, and I don't want to say too much about it because I feel like sometimes people give away too much, but this is not only a historical fiction, but it does also have a creepy layer of having a really creepy villain and having that murder mystery going on, and there's ghosts. It's basically the perfect Halloween read. My next recommendation is A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. This book kind of takes the monster narrative and it really turns it upside down because it's about a monster who is really helping the main character. The main character's mother has cancer and she is dying, so he ends up seeing this monster, but the monster ends up being more of a friend than a foe, and you get to see them really develop this amazing relationship. I think just with the illustrations of this one, it is perfect for fall. I definitely recommend getting the illustrations, the illustrated version rather. It's just honestly fantastic. Like, Patrick Ness is such a great writer, and the illustrations are by Jim Kay, who actually did the illustrated editions of Harry Potter, and honestly he is so talented, and it just makes for a really immersive read, and I think it's perfect for fall, even though it is a little bit sad and you don't really want to be sad during the fall time, or really ever, but it has a monster, which is very fall vibes, and I just think the whole idea of a tree being really involved, trees are really big in fall, you know, you can see the connection. Next up is The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. This is actually a middle grade novel, and it follows a boy who has been living in a graveyard his whole life, and he has been raised by the ghosts in this graveyard. And he goes on this amazing adventure, and there's lots of mystery going on. It has ghosts, it's takes place in a graveyard. I mean, what else could you ask for in fall? And this one also has some really nice illustrations in it, and this was tons of fun to read. I really, really loved this book, and I honestly don't talk about it enough on my channel because it really is great and I highly recommend it. Next up is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. This book is kind of the creepiest of the creepy that I have read, but I am also a chicken. So I do actually have a recommendations video for from last year for books that are perfect for around Halloween. Some of them I'm talking about in this video, some of them I may not be, I don't really remember, but I'll link that down below for you guys regardless. But this book is a psychological thriller. It follows Mara Dyer, who a bunch of her friends have just died. She's been in this terrible accident and now she's kind of trying to get back to life, but you don't know what is really real and what isn't. She's a really unreliable narrator, and it's just kind of really interesting because of that, because you can't really trust anyone, and it's just very creepy, very scary, and at least me, because I'm a huge chicken. But I'm planning on, I haven't actually finished this trilogy, but I'm planning on actually finishing it this year because I only have one more left to read. But honestly, this book is just, it's really great and just really, really creepy. That's all I can really say. It's creepy. Next up is In the Shadow of Blackbirds by Kat Winters. This book is kind of perfect for around fall and Halloween because, once again, it's creepy. How many times am I going to say creepy in this video? I don't know. You can make a fun drinking game out of it probably. I can't even speak right now. Anyways, this book has pictures in it, so it's kind of like Miss Peregrine's, and the fact that it has pictures and it has, like, this one creeps me out because I don't like ghosts and all that. Like, it creeps me right out. But this takes place after World War I, and it follows the Spanish influenza that is ravaging California, and I actually read this when I was in California, so that was kind of fun because I've never really read a book like taking place in the place that I'm reading it in, if that makes sense. There's not many books that take place where I live, but anyways, this book was honestly pretty creepy, and it was just kind of had those perfect Halloween vibes that I was looking for. Next up is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. I'm sure you guys knew this book was going to find its way into this video. This is one of my favorite series. I absolutely love it, and it's perfect for Halloween. You have all of the creepy images in it, like you have all of that going on in it, and it's just a really kind of creepy story, but it's not too creepy. It's kind of almost festively creepy, and it's one of the most inventive books that I have ever read, so I highly recommend reading this, especially in preparation for the movie, which is coming out September 30th, which I'm so excited for that at this point I can only be disappointed. And along with that, I actually haven't read this yet, but they did just come out with the Tales of the Peculiar, which is, it's fairy tales that take place in the Peculiar universe, and they're prequel to the whole Miss Peregrine series. But I'm really looking forward to reading this fall, and I just wanted to show you guys it because it looks like it's going to be amazing. Like, I'm going to pick this up when I'm done with Empire of Storms, but like, there's so many illustrations in here, and there's so many different fairy tales. I'm trying to get to the illustration. There we go. So you can see there's like full page illustrations. It honestly looks like it's going to be such a treat to read, and I can't wait. So that is going to be all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope that I'm able to edit this down because it is currently 24 minutes long, but I did keep on messing up a lot. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know any of the books that you are planning on reading this fall, or if you're a seasonal reader like me. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!